Today we're going to be talking about one of my absolutely favorite big men in the entire country. He's someone who can just get off the ground incredibly quick and finish over defenses with his just athleticism and ability to find the basketball. He's going to find a home in a high major conference and really just up the ceiling of a team. Let's talk Norchad Omier right now.
Welcome back to the Transfer Portal Spotlight. Today we are taking a look at Norchad Omier out of Miami. He's a bit of an undersized forward, but he just brings so much to the table. And we'll get into how he impacts the game both offensively and defensively. But first, let's just kind of start off by looking at his season at Miami and what he brought to the table there. So he was highly productive. He averaged a double-double, 17 points and 10 rebounds. Shot the ball very efficiently, both from two and from three. Even though the threes were a bit of a limited number of attempts, he is definitely someone that could expand his game given the right offense to fit into. So, what do we like about him? Where are we going to focus today? We're going to focus on really four main areas. So defensively, we're going to look at how he was able to just really limit how his opponents got good shots and close out really at an elite level. We're going to talk about his ability to score with his back to the basket, which is something he excels at with his athleticism and just quick twitch ability. We're going to talk about, again, his emerging ability to shoot the ball and how he might be able to translate that into a new home. And we're going to start off by just, what I think is the most elite part of his game, and that's scoring off putback opportunities. He crashes the boards harder than anyone I've seen in a long while. He's quick off of his feet and can make things happen. So let's just take a look at Norchad Omier impacting the game on the offensive glass.
There is so much to love about his game, particularly on the offensive glass. So one thing I just really want to point out is it's not even so much the first offensive rebound that is so impressive. It's his second jump and his ability to go back up quickly that really impresses me and I think leads to just a lot of chances for him. He's undersized, but just has a nose for where to be to get the rebound. You'll see when shots go up, he is constantly inside of his man, which means he has the upper hand of getting that rebound. And then just that first and second jump is just so impressive for a guy who's 6'7". He can really rise up and finish in a variety of ways. Obviously he can dunk the ball. There are some really impressive dunks in this highlight package. But he's also able just to lay the ball in with both hands. He finds some space and has a little bit of wiggle to his game, even close range to the basket. So, he just finds you those easy buckets, those ones that keep you going. That kind of help you get out of slumps. He's just a slump buster extraordinaire, if you want to call him that. But love his game, love what he brings to the glass. It's one of his best traits for sure.
Next, we're going to talk about how he can score with his back to the basket. So he operates in the post quite a bit. He is undersized, so guys are often bigger than him when he's getting guarded down there, but he's able to make things happen. He's able to make speed moves, quick first step, really keep guys off balance and make things happen in the post. So let's check that out.
So when I watch him play in the post, I come away impressed by a lot of things. He is smart, first and foremost. Like, he's able to use his first step in ways that are unpredictable. So sometimes you'll see him catch the ball and he'll keep his back to the basket and really work his defender one way, make them commit. But what you'll see him do a lot of times as well, specifically against bigger defenders who might not be able to, match his quickness or athleticism, is he's going to turn and face up incredibly quick. And he can really just put big guys on skates and make them unsure of which direction to go. But he's also just physically stronger than a lot of guys that are, the same size or smaller, or even some of the bigger ones. So there's a variety of ways he can attack the basket, a variety of ways he can finish. I love the up and under he pulled off earlier in this package. There's just so much that I like about him as a post-up scorer, and I just think that it's a good area for him to work.
Lastly, let's take a look at an emerging part of his game, his ability to shoot the three ball. He only took a limited amount of shots last year, but there's a lot to like and a lot of reasons to think that he could expand that part of his game moving forward. So let's take a look at Norchad shooting three-pointers, and let's just see how his shot looks, what his release looks like, and how repeatable and consistent it might be able to be.
So he definitely was working on a limited number of three-point attempts last year. but he shot a good percent. And, I like the areas in which he shot the ball and shot the ball confidently. So operating as the trail man, if someone backs up like you just saw right there, he is not afraid to pull that up and get his shot off. Or if someone helps off on a ball screen, like he's comfortable stepping into that shot. Now, when we start looking at his release and what he does with the ball, I think he gets a lot of good height on his release. The ball is, coming in nice and soft off the shot. It's not like a line drive. So there's a lot, to like from just a mechanics perspective. So given the opportunity and fitting in the right offense, this is definitely a part of his game that I see expanding a little bit next year and maybe upping, the level he's viewed at as a prospect.
Now, I want to finish up the highlight portion of this spotlight by talking about his defense a little bit. He was effective around the rim, wasn't great, so there's not a lot of clips to show there. However, he was great guarding the perimeter. He was able to really keep, his primary option from getting off open shots. He closes out at an elite rate and held his opponents to an absurdly low percentage from three last year. So I want to talk about how he does that by showing you just a few examples of him closing out of help and out of man coverage.
On the perimeter, he was really a menace, and there's no way to overstate that. Like you look at his ability to use his lateral quickness and go from helping off on a ball handler to recovering and disrupting a shooter on the perimeter. Like he is long, he can jump. Like he just covered a ton of ground right there, and it's really impressive, and it's something that's not going to reflect in the stat sheet. It's not really going to reflect in many places, but then you look back at the end of the year and he was holding the opposition to his man to 18% on not an absurdly low number of shots. I mean, they were 8 of 44 on the year. That's pretty impressive, pretty high level, and I think it's something that it just shows his overall value to a team defense. Like he's able to do so much. He just ups your floor as a defense.
And that's going to wrap up our spotlight on Norchad Omier. He is highly athletic, highly versatile on offense, plays within a system, but still gets his buckets because of just how active he is off the ball when it's not in his hands. I love his game. I think he fits into so many systems. He is going to up the level and up the production offensively and defensively wherever he ends up next year. So put your predictions. He just went in yesterday, so put the predictions in now. Where do you think he's going to end up? How do you think he fits in with your team? Would love to hear that. And then send me some guys you're curious about. If you want me to cover someone specifically in the transfer portal, let me know. I'm more than happy to take a dive in and break down their film and put it up here on YouTube. But as always, if you got something from this, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.